All right, just a quick rant here. I've been sick all week, and I'm even a little more crotchety than I normally am. So, the much dreaded American Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees have been announced. And once again, it is fodder for just, me shaking my head, me holding my hand to my head. This Jan Wenner spurned institution. Jan Wenner said years ago, Rush will never be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And sure enough, they finally were because of fan pressure, and it was a fabulous moment. And my good friend Alex Lifeson delivered maybe the greatest awards acceptance speech of all time. But let's look at this year, okay? Black Crowes, Mariah Carey, Melissa Etheridge, Billy Idol, Iron Maiden, New Edition, Pink, Shakira, Wu-Tang Clan, Jeff Buckley, Phil Collins, Lauryn Hill, INXS, Joy Division, New Order, Oasis, Sade, Luther Vandross. Now look, I'm trying not to look at this as just through the lens of my favorite bands. I'm 68 years old. Of course, I'm not going to be a Wu-Tang Clan fan. But here's my biggest beef, and that is Blood, Sweat, and Tears has never been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, if you're talking about a Hall of Fame, you're talking about an institution that is honoring groundbreaking bands, groundbreaking music. Now, even though BS&T's reign was short, it was impressive. They sold over 10 million records in the US alone. And believe it or not, I tell young people this and they can't believe it. At the 1970 Grammy Awards, the album BS&T 2, which was the first album that David Clayton Thomas appeared on with Spinning Wheel on it, beat Abbey Road at the Grammys for Album of the Year. Now, that's pretty impressive. It was an enormous record. BS&T was the second highest paid band at Woodstock, second only to Jimi Hendrix. Not that anyone actually got paid, but that's another story. And the only reason why people don't know that is because when the production assistant went around to all the managers of the different bands to get them to try to sign a release so that they could be in this movie of Woodstock that they were shooting, Blood, Sweat, and Tears manager said no. Well, that was a mistake, a very big mistake, because BS&T had a fabulous set. Anyways, so I'm looking at a band now. Full disclosure, I played in Blood, Sweat, and Tears in 80, 81, and 82. And David Clayton Thomas has remained a good friend of mine. I played on many of his solo albums. I produced one of them, but I'm trying to distance myself from that. So when I look at someone like Wu-Tang Clan or the Black Crowes, fine groups, very good, but what Blood, Sweat, and Tears did was Blood, Sweat, and Tears was the bridge between the era that had gone before and what was going to come later. So they were a horn band, and they had two really good arrangers in the band, Dick Halligan and Fred Lipsius. Fabulous arrangers that really made the most of Clayton's songs. What these guys did was they took the music that had gone, the jazz and the pop that had gone before them, that was horn heavy, even the big band era, and put it with a great rock rhythm section and a fantastic blues tinged, whiskey voiced frontman in the guise of David Clayton Thomas. Are you going to compare that to, I'm looking for Queen Latifah? Are you going to compare that to Queen Latifah? Now look, she's, I guess she's a groundbreaking rap artist. Full disclosure, I'm not a big rap fan. I don't know a lot of that music. But this is a Hall of Fame, which has to look back into the past and see which bands paved the road for what was going to come. And I mean, not to have Blood, Sweat, and Tears in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Anyways, give me your comments. Put them in the comments. We'll talk soon.